morning, everyone. I want to thank the parents for coming because I know it's tough to take time out of your day, but this is one of our best events that we do 3 times a year, and this is our Student Spotlight, where we recognize students who are aspiring. They're either, helping and being respectful in the classroom or out of the classroom. They're being empathetic to their classmates. They are being responsible in many different ways. They're just really being a wonderful addition to our school community, and we'd like to highlight those positive things. So we're going to get started right away because I know a lot of parents are coming from work and students have a limited amount of time. So what happens is, if you haven't been part of the Spotlight before, we have teachers who nominate students from grades 9 through 12 for whatever reason they are thinking the student is deserving. They come up front, they say a lot of good words about your child. We give them a certificate and we take a picture, and and we have some cookies to celebrate, and we just want to recognize all of you for all the good things you do. You're really good members of our school community. So I'm going to start with Janine Lyman, if she comes up. And Ms. Penta.
So it is my pleasure to recognize Janine Lyman for Student Spotlight. Janine is a student in my English 12 Psychology and Literature class, and I'm so proud of Janine for all that she has accomplished during a very difficult and challenging year. And one of the traits that I truly admire about Janine is that she's very resilient, and she's so strong despite numerous challenges that most people would really struggle with. And Janine truly enjoys school and wants to do well. She works diligently in class and makes the most of her academic time. She does not give up, and she tries so hard. She puts a lot of effort into her work, into her writing, into her journals and essays, and she's so friendly and polite, and she's so unique and special, and she exudes honesty and warmth, and it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and I know that you're working so very hard, and you're going to do so well in life. So congratulations, Janine. I'm so proud of you.
Nominating Elena, because Elena and I have had a very positive relationship, and she's helped me out on a number of different initiatives at the school, and I know she did a really positive thing in the community, and I was neglectful for not thinking to nominate you, so I'm so happy that Ms. Penta did that, because you're very deserving.
So it's my pleasure to recognize Elena Kurtenbach for Student Spotlight. Elena is a student in my English 12 Psychology and Literature class, and also was a student last year in my English 11 class. And I'm so very proud of Elena for all of that she has accomplished this year. Anyone who knows Elena knows that she loves dogs, and she is very passionate about them. And since the spring of 2018, she has been the student liaison for the adorable therapy dogs that we now have at PVHS. And it was her idea that she had shared with Mrs. Intreri to ask that the therapy dogs come into the school so that our students can benefit from this type of love and therapy that they need when they're facing difficult challenges in their lives. And I thought that was just so lovely of her and such a great idea. And this program really has been a great success. The dogs are amazing and awesome, and our students have truly benefited from their love. And Elena is so caring and nurturing, and she is a role model to her peers. Elena has also been called a Putnam Valley Angel. She started this wonderful blue light tribute for our friend Elias Knapp. And it was her idea of how to show support and love to this community that was hurting during a time of great loss. And she was inspired, Elena told me, after she saw her beloved neighbor, Sue Berger, had started a pink light for her young granddaughter who had passed away, and that's where she was inspired to do the same after Elias's passing. So she posted on Facebook that it would be great if we were to put out blue lights for Elias to show our love and support. Blue, I said, why Elena blue? And she said, because he had beautiful blue eyes, and blue symbolizes strength. So her idea, I know, brought much comfort to the Knapp family and to the Putnam Valley community. So Elena has also shared with me that she would like to be a pediatric nurse, and of course I know that she will be a wonderful, caring, and nurturing nurse. So congratulations, Elena, and I'm so proud of you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. Mr. Zupan, could he please come up?
All right, so first up we have Kira, so Kira McGinty. So I have Kira in science research for the past 3 years, and Kira has worked tirelessly all 3 years to do a project that actually is global. So she's been researching music therapists across the entire world and had to reach out to them, had to translate her survey into a couple different languages, over 10 different languages to get it out there. And finally was able then to compete in a competition we have up at JSHS and present, and just found out yesterday that she got into an international competition in Genius Olympiad. And that's actually not the reason why I nominated Kira, is because she, is someone who's been working all the time on her project, but still finds the time to kind of mentor a lot of the students in the class and make sure that they kind of stay lighthearted and enjoy every aspect of it and have fun with every aspect of research. So it's really helped out my class as well. So I want to say thank you very much to Kira. So congratulations. And then next up is Angelica. And Angelica, we've gone on a couple different, has done a lot of research and has been trying to do different aspects of it. And then, for example, last year we went to IBM, and a lot of times a lot of the people that work in IBM do research like, well, you have to learn Python, you have to learn all these different computer languages. And so then she started teaching herself Python. And I was like, okay, well, then what about this? And then she kept on just adding all these aspects to her research, and is finally now doing this entire project from start to finish on her own. And again, it's one of those things where any student could very easily just kind of give up and say, no, I'm done, I'm not going to do this anymore, this is too much work. Angelica just constantly keeps working and adding more aspects to it and making this bigger project. So I'm really excited to see what happens in the summer and do that, but I just wanted to congratulate her on persevering through all of these different hardships and keep on working with it. So congratulations, Angelica. And I have one more, I promise. Shannon Denizo. There's Shannon. Good. So Shannon and her mom have single-handedly fundraised, I think, 2/3 of the money for science research, and but that's not the reason I have it for her. But Shannon has been, from the start, very interested in autism spectrum and doing something and helping out with people who are in that spectrum and their daily lives. And she, from start to finish, has designed a survey, put it together, done the research on it, gotten applicants, and has over 120 applicants for her project. And it was really great to see a project that's done completely on her own. Her mentor is really taking a step back and let Shannon do every aspect from start to finish, which is incredibly difficult to do, and somehow just kind of acts like it's nothing, like, oh yeah, I just did it, don't worry about it. So I just wanted to take something like this, which is a great opportunity to say, awesome work and amazing that you're doing all this on your own, and it's really a testament to your hard work. So congratulations, Shannon.
Now I'd like to call Ms. Penton back up with Chris Cottrell, please. Come on down, Chris.
So it's my pleasure to recognize Chris Cottrell for Student Spotlight. Chris is a student in my English 12 Psychology and Literature class, and he was also a student last year in my English 11 class. And I'm also so proud of Chris for all that he's accomplished during this past year. It's been very difficult and challenging as well. And one of the traits that I really admire about Chris is his strength. Chris helps his grandfather at home with his day-to-day chores. He looks out for him and cares for him in so many loving ways. At school, Chris has been working really hard to do better in his classes. He uses his free periods to complete his work. When he comes to the teacher, he's always very respectful and polite. He's also very polite and respectful to the students, and everybody is his friend, and that says a lot about his personality. I love that he doesn't give up, and he does try. And so, Chris, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations, and keep up the good work.
Now I'd like to take a moment. We have two local heroes, I'd like to call them. So if John Bennett and Zach Cottrell could come up, please. As we know, in our community, we have all volunteer fire, we have volunteer ambulance, that it really takes a lot of energy and a lot of commitment from local citizens to keep Putnam Valley and all different volunteer areas safe and helping others. And this is really the attributes we'd love to see in students, where they're caring about others, they're helping others. And so these two fine young men have gone above and beyond in their community. John Bennett, who's part of the ambulance corps, correct? And part of their special youth program, has learned many valuable skills and came upon an accident and then he stopped, he assisted, making sure the students were safe. Did you cut one out of the seatbelt? Yeah, and also calmed the students, and then assisted when the fire and ambulance came later on. So that's very noble. You know, it takes a lot of courage to get out in a situation like that and get into those dangerous situations to help others. And I really appreciate personally the effort you did to keep everyone safe. And again, we should all thank our first responders, because they put in a lot of time and energy, and rarely do we get the time to appreciate them. So we wanted to make sure that we did that. And then Zach Cottrell, who also we read a lot about in the local papers, but again, went above and beyond. A man had fallen through the ice on one of the lakes, and he ran to get help and then assisted, showed the firemen where he was, assisted with his family in pulling the man out of the lake and saving his life, which was it's so incredibly impressive and noble. And you learned a lot of skills through Boy Scouts, correct? So this is really, great attributes where kids take initiative to save and help others is something that I definitely wanted to make sure we acknowledge today. They deserve a huge round of applause. And I want to get your picture. Thank you, gentlemen. Next, we have Mrs. Thornton. Is she here?
Good morning, bonjour. Can I have Brianna come up here and join me? And is Nicole Kinley in here? Come on up. So both of these guys have been with me for 2 years now in our French program. And we recently had a project where students had to create dioramas of household rooms. And I actually was showing them off to Miss Intrieri one day. She came in, and I just have to say, these two students who work tirelessly at everything, I cannot even explain the minute details, from little tiny soda bottles on tables in their rooms and stuff. Just absolutely, you could tell they put so much passion and effort into their projects. So super proud of both of them. You guys are super hard workers, and I really appreciate that effort. And thank you very much. Now rotate. Come this way. Thank you. And I have one more award. Caitlyn Carol, would you come join me? Caitlyn has actually been in the French program for 3 years now, and that's for you, my dear. Again, every project, just heart, passion, soul. She actually did an entire outside landscape diorama, including a glowing fireplace light that you could turn on and off. And then they did a robot. She built an actual robot with a stomach, and it lights up, and just incredible. But that's not the only reason she's up here. Caitlyn, in my class, we actually have 2 combined levels, and so she's one of my top level 3s. And I have been watching her over the last couple weeks. She has gone so far above and beyond, really leading and helping another student who's been struggling, and really helping him. And I can say his average is like a solid 15 points higher than it was. So just that encouragement and her re-explaining stuff to him has been so beneficial, and I appreciate that she's really stepped up in that leadership way. and taken control. So congratulations.
Poor Miss Foster, every time we have a spotlight, I always call her up last, so this time I was determined to make sure you're not last.
Thank you. All right, so I want to call up Austin Fabiano. So I nominated Austin for this award because he was in my class, Horror and the Supernatural, this past fall, and it was a first period class, 7:50 in the morning, and every single day, I think he was only absent maybe a few times for a field trip, even once. He would come in with such great energy and just a commitment and a passion for the genre, and no matter what we were working on, we worked on some pretty tough critical theory and looked at some really old analysis of horror. He would connect it, if he could connect it to Halloween or Jason Voorhees, he did, and he made these great connections, and the class would go, oh yeah, like now we get it. So just the passion he brought, the excitement for the subject, especially that early in the morning, and dealing with tough theory, he was just wonderful in class, so I wanted to nominate him for this award. And next I want to call up Jacob Cassidy. So Jacob is in my English and Writing 9 class, and Jacob is a student who, when we're having a discussion and I build up to the difficult question, his hand is automatically in the air. And even if he's unsure of his answer, you can't tell because he has so much confidence and he just wants to throw the answer out there and explain it to his class. The other thing that I love about Jacob is that he challenges his classmates, and he does it in a very kind and respectful and collegial way. If we're having a discussion, he'll push them, well, like, what did you think about this, or what about that, concerning the point that they brought into the discussion. And he does it in such an amazing way that you can see that he not only wants to reach his own potential, he wants them to reach their potential as well, which is just amazing. So thank you for that.
All right, Jana?
Come on down.
Okay, so in studio art, we recently did a Surrealism Unit, and Jana had a concept in mind that was literally 3 times as much work as I was asking the students to do, but she was eager and willing to tackle the commitment, and her excitement and enthusiasm was contagious. I was clapping my hands a lot. Very, very excited. So despite the additional workload, she was driven and put in all the extra time and energy to finish the painting in time for an exhibition that happened at Garrison Art Center. So she couldn't go beyond that time. She really had to crunch. That last day was a little stressful for her and for myself as well. She was able to spend 2 full periods, including her art period, in the room, and the entire lunch, working through to finish in time to get it to the exhibition. So I wanted to nominate Jana for this because she worked so hard and was committed and dedicated and ended up with such a great result. Was great. I love the visual aid.
I don't have any props, so. I nominated Giovanni Negron. So I already told him and his mother all of this, but it's always nice to publicly recognize my students. So I don't tend to see my students on a daily basis like teachers because I'm a guidance counselor. So I tend to notice significant changes when I do meet with them every few months or sometimes longer than that. And when I met with Giovanni a couple of weeks ago, I told him this. He really, really impressed me. He's grown tremendously. His grades, his attendance, his behavior have all greatly improved this year. And he's matured, and I feel like he's a new person this year. He's focused, he's goal-oriented, and I hope that you continue to stay on this positive path. So congratulations, Giovanni.
So I nominated Chloe. So I nominated Chloe for the Student Spotlight because I'm incredibly proud of her growth this past year. I've watched her go from a quiet and reserved young lady to someone who's both confident and a leader. She always comes to class with an eagerness to learn, her own creative ideas, and a willingness to help others. For example, she came up with the idea to have a website where we could showcase the work that we're producing in class, and she's taken the lead in both designing and creating this website. And recently, when a group of students were recording outside the TV studio and they were having some trouble, she just got up and told me that she was going to help them. She didn't hesitate or ask what to do or actually even ask for permission to leave the room. She just got up and went and helped them and came back, which showed great maturity and decision making. So Chloe, I'm very proud of you. You are such an asset to the school, and you are going to go places. I look forward to working with you in the future.
I want to thank the teachers for giving up their time to come say such great words about our students, and I personally want to thank the students who are sitting here. I think you can hear by listening to the teachers' comments that we really appreciate the hard work you put in when you make good decisions, when you go out of your way to help others, when you care for others. These are things that really contribute to our whole society in such a positive way, and we're so proud and grateful for what you've done. And we hope you have a great rest of the school year. And we're going to take a group picture. And we have some cookies, so any parents who... Okay. And have a nice day.